In this video series, we're following the development of a process that Mo Frankenstein wants to use to automate his laboratory. In this video in the series, we'll make sure you understand what a USB interface actually is and why Mo Frankenstein's team at Transylvania Techies wants to use two USB HID interfaces in this project. We'll do that before we get down to coding. This video is brought to you by Trace Systems, Inc., the makers of HIDmaker and Simple Upgrade Management System. Download our free guide to USB Success, Secrets of Successful USB Developers. First of all, what is a USB interface anyway, and why do they call it that? You can think of a USB interface as a specific data channel. Your USB peripheral device must have at least one interface, and it could have up to 15 of them. If it has more than one interface, your peripheral device is said to be a composite device. A familiar example is one of those combination printer fax scanners that are everywhere these days. One product that contains three independent functions. If you connect your printer to your PC with a USB cable, then those three functions share that same cable, but each one acts completely independently of the other. The USB firmware in the printer's processor implements a printer interface, a fax interface, and a separate scanner interface. Each of those USB interfaces knows what kind of data needs to be sent to and from the PC host and how to send and receive and essentially understand that data. USB standards define many USB device classes like printer class, audio class, image class for cameras, and the enormously flexible human interface device or HID class. These classes establish the rules for exactly how the data in that device class must be transferred over USB so the PC host and the peripheral device will always understand each other. The USB spec also allows you to create your own vendor's specific classes, but that involves a lot of work that is beyond the scope of what we'll show here. If you make a USB device that has multiple interfaces, these interfaces could use different device classes, or all the interfaces could use the same device class. So if you wanted to make a device that can communicate over both USB HID and virtual COM ports, you would use one HID class interface and one CDC class interface. But if you were making a stereo headset, you would use the audio class for both the left and right channels. But why the heck do they call it an interface? That's because the host computer treats each USB interface as if it were a separate standalone device. Here's how our two interface sample project looks in any HID's list of connected devices. The PC host provides a separate, interface to just that one functional part of your peripheral device's code. If you wanted to, your PC program could connect to and communicate with just one of these interfaces in your USB device. HIDmaker's generated PC programs let you do that very easily. Why might you want to use more than one USB interface? Well, for one thing, you might need multiple different data channels, even if the channels are of the same type, for example, the same USB device class. As an example, that USB headset with left and right channel. Or another reason, you might want different independent functions using either the same USB device class or different classes. For example, those printer fax scanners that we talked about. Or another example, those enhanced keyboards that have special one-click button functions like click to start an email or start a search or turn on your webcam. Another reason is you might need another interface to enhance a new version of an existing product. The new interface you provide would add some valuable additional functionality that the original product didn't have. If your existing peripheral device also contains a bootloader, your customer can purchase your new version and upgrade the firmware and host software in his own home or office. This is especially helpful when you are first building out your product. You can get initial sales from a version that contains the most important capabilities, and then later when you have added additional capabilities, you can sell those extra features as upgrades that the customer can install himself. By the way, our secure encrypted SUMS bootloaders are especially good for this. We have worked out many ways that you can increase your revenues doing this. Contact us for details. Okay, but why would Mo Frankenstein want two USB HID interfaces in his project? That's because the Frankenstein process has two major tasks. First, turning on all the high voltage equipment and waiting until the voltage is high enough. Then, lifting the gurney up to the roof where the lightning can strike a special component of his system that creates the special ray that creates life. These two tasks can be handled by two USB HID interfaces, as we will show in the next exciting episode of this video series. That is, in our next episode, we'll show how you can add a second HID interface as a way to enhance a product as we start building out our simulation of automating Mo Frankenstein's laboratory. Question of the day. Does this give you ideas on ways that you might use multiple USB interfaces? Let us know in the chat below. Some folks have trouble figuring out how to make a USB device that uses multiple USB HID interfaces. Watch this short video to see the various project types you can make with our HIDmaker tool, especially the project type that can create multiple USB interfaces. We'll use that in the next episode of this series. Thanks for checking out this video. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you want to, check out that free Secrets of Successful USB Developers guide with tips on getting your USB projects working end-to-end, really fast, every single time. Watch this short video. We'll use that in the next episode of this series. Click or tap the screen in the description below. As always, we're helping you build your knowledge, skills, and impact with online video. Talk to you soon.